Shut up.
What is happening, friends of CCP Podcasting? Welcome to a very special podcast where I've got a lot of my friends. I'll say my boys, some of my friends with me here, the podcasting channel co-host, if you will, as we are going to run down Chapter 3, Good Vibrations, coming to Southern California Saturday night, guys. We are 6 short days away. I am Chris Page. I have got my man, JB from No Game Unturned. What is going on, brother? How are you?
I'm doing good. I can't believe the Chapter 3 is almost here. The chapters are just flying now, and just incredible matches taking place in every single one of them. So it's just going to be just rolling along. I love it.
Keep rolling on to UK. Paul, what's happening, brother? How are you, man?
I'm good. That was a nice little segue introduction. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to predicting what's going to be an awesome show. The first two were great. I think this one's going to be just as good, if not better.
And rounding us out, staying up all night, he is, at one point in time, you may have known him as he's just a sexy guy.
Sexy guy.
Somebody clip that, tag him in it, and do it now. It is Goth, man. What's going on, brother? You've had a very long weekend with me on the channel. It's been a fun ride, and now we are culminating as we are going to be chatting about Chapter 3, Good Vibrations. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. And to echo Paul's statement, it's definitely going to be a great show because we don't have a Matthew, whatever his last name is, on this show. And as always, great. It's such a relief. But I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward to predicting the show and see how many predictions I get right, because I usually am on top or at the bottom. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it is going to be a fun show. So before we get started, guys, we got some business, some channel business to take care of, as I see over in chat. Wendy has popped in. Wendy and SoCal Gabe, our new podcasting channel, family members. They're now with us as a part of CCP Podcasting and will be representing Southern California, because these two, they're all over the place. Whether it's Millennium, whether it's Primal, AEW, it's Heart and Soul, you name it. They're out there doing the damn thing. So congratulations, Wendy and Gabe. We're happy to have you. I told you it was a unanimous decision for all extensive purposes, and it's going to be a fun ride. Glad to have you a part. So, what are you guys thinking about two new folks joining our ranks amongst CCP podcasting?
I'm excited.
Yeah,
we're all excited.
I wasn't sure which one we should be going first.
I'm not used to doing
we
a
all talk
panel,
together.
so JB, how are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling good. I always love adding to the family. I love that we're getting new people who just love wrestling, because that's what we're about. It's all the people who just have that wrestling running through their veins. So excited to have them.
UK Paul, you are no longer the new guy on the totem pole. You've got we got Wendy and Gabe on board.
The hazing the new guy stops now.
No,
but I joking. I welcome Wendy and Gabe. And I said on Wrestling Request Live, it makes Jeopardy interesting, because that's two more people on the Jeopardy show.
Yeah, that is facts. And Goth, round us out, man. What are your thoughts? As you've been here now, I think outside of myself, I think you're the longest tenured co-host at this point.
I think I am, yeah.
So that makes you not only the oldest member on the co-hosting side of the equation, it actually goes on par. You're literally the oldest man on the face of the planet. So it makes sense.
I've seen the dinosaurs. I've seen the dinosaurs roam the earth, and it was amazing. But I'm enjoying this side of the world even better. So, welcome to the family, and I can't wait to see your beautiful faces on a stream one day with ours.
Well, yeah, we'll get there. I'm not, hamstringing them into streaming by any means, but they're definitely welcome to join us if they want to. Just like anyone else that's a part of us. You got Dallas Dash and Chris Chaos out of Texas now, and now we've got Wendy and SoCal Gabe in California. Paul, you're in the UK. Devlin's in the UK. Goth, you're in the Netherlands. I think it's pretty safe to say we've got a pretty good lock on independent wrestling and all that comes along with it. But we're here tonight to sit down and go over what I kind of feel is going to be our best live event to date. So along our journey tonight, as we talk about what we're going to see on Saturday, I want to start this off with a conversation that I didn't know was going to bring me as close together as it did with Danny Devine on a Beyond the Bell. And again, how did that happen? That happened because we stumbled into Millennium Pro Wrestling randomly, watched a show on a live stream, and Divine and several of the roster members, they popped in and just had a good time with us as we watched their show. It led to a very deeper relationship as we continued to watch more MPW to the degree that I was like, I'm coming out. I'm coming to check out the anniversary spectacular. I'm gonna be there. And I did.
Here you go, Wendy.
And not only that, but it was at that event, that particular weekend, we sat on the ring apron inside MPW Arena, and I said, what if? What if we decide to do this? Because at that point, we had agreed that I was going to do a chapter 1. I'd pretty much made up my mind that chapter 1 was happening. But I said, what if? What if we do come out here? What if we are able to do an event here? What would that look like? Do you think anybody would be interested in that? Do you think anybody would even want to do something like that? And it was a legit conversation and truly was one that opened my eyes to the possibility of this thing even happening and taking a show and doing something out there. So when the idea came to full creation, it was then a matter of, we need to get with Primal Pro on this as well, because the last time I was out, I didn't get a chance to go to San Diego. Well, we've got the opportunity to. So now we've got 2 loaded rosters that, we have an opportunity to work with and do some stuff with. And a loss, we were off to the races. I know that initially, JB, I want to start with you before we even get into the card and running things down. When you're in the chat, our Discord chat, and I'm like, hey guys, we're going to fucking California. I'm real curious to, I saw what you said in the chat, but I don't know if we've ever really talked about it. Same with Paul and Goth. What was your thoughts when you're like, you see this message that just pops up at probably 6 a.m. because, I'm up at 5. Where was your head at about the notion of going to California?
I mean, I remember at the time we hadn't gotten to chapter 1 yet.
Right.
So it was definitely sort of like, Florida made sense. You're located there, you can work with the groups there. And then you said you're going to California. I was like, ooh, that one makes me a little nervous jumping across the country, but there's so much possibility there because not many wrestling feds are doing that. Most are like, they stick to their state. Maybe they'll do a rotation around the state, but they won't jump across country. So I was really curious to see how the details would come together, and they really have come together extremely well for this show.
Paul, your thoughts on seeing this message pop up? That, and again, you're over in the UK, so I don't expect for you to understand. It's like this is flying across the country from Florida to California. So where are you at with all this?
Yeah, as to like JB, you think of a organization, because we're not a promotion. That's based in an area. We're like, okay, that should be where we're at. Going to California, big step, but I think it's going to be a great show.
Goth, round us out, and we're going to start chatting it up, and we're going to start talking about this thing, man.
When I saw it, the first thing that popped in my mind was our friends from Portugal, where first it was just a one thing off, and then turned out to what they're doing right now, and that's what we are doing right now. So it was as if history repeated itself, and when I saw it, I was like, I'm up for it. I'm ready to go. Let's do it and see where we'll end. And well, it's not ending in California, that's for sure.
Well, it's this is going to be a fun ride, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that I'm putting my chips on a lot of talent here that have done absolutely nothing but impress from the day that we have put them on our screens, and not just with us, but also with our audience as well. So it's one of those things that it's I always say wrestling can bring people together, and this is exactly what it's done here with Millennium Pro, with Primal Pro, and with CCP podcasting. And for this to be our first kind of collaborative show where, in my eyes, when you line this up and you do this, who do you go to try and talk to about it? You go to Danny Devine, you go to JT Mattioli. So we're in really good hands here as far as two guys that I think are doing some fantastic work in two different markets with San Diego and with Chatsworth in Los Angeles. So it made sense. I feel is going to be a tremendous fucking show. And I think that it's going to be one that watch out, because it's going to be hard for us to top, and we're going to find out. And it's going to be one of those that I can't wait. First of all, let me go over and welcome everybody. If you're watching all across all of our platforms, you're over on Twitch, over on YouTube or X. I hope you're all doing well. I see you, Matt. Will be on his show, guys, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Before we go on the air at 8 p.m. Special start time tomorrow night for us, guys. But you can catch me and Danny Devine over on the Throwdown with Matt tomorrow night before we go on the air here. You guys ready to get started? Because we got 9 big matches, man. And I'm just like Cheshire Cat in this shit, because I know that this is going to be fucking epic. The first match that we're going to discuss is also going to be what kicks us off at Chapter 3. And it is indeed a rematch from Black Friday featuring Mr. 551, CJ Tino, taking on the captain himself, Daniel Moon. And this one has come together rather nicely. There's already a fantastic match that's out there through Millennium Pro over at their Black Friday 2025 event, where these two guys tore the house down. It was absolutely fantastic. And now we're going to get to see it again. Goth, as the senior member of the co-host, I will allow you to start first, because this match was originally CJ Tino and Devious Cass, and Cass couldn't make it out to LA. I wanted to see what that would look like, but this was always in the back of my head. And when when I got the confirmation that Cass wasn't going to be able to make it, this was a no-brainer on my side of the equation. And to know how happy Tino was too, he was like, "Oh, thank God, there's a great backup plan." I was like, "It's." I've got the best of both worlds with Millennium and Primal. There's no bad match on this show, and this is going to be a hell of a way to kick it off. Goth, go ahead, man.
Oh man, this is just a dream match coming through for the people in Southern California to experience this one more time. And I know both men are really excited for this opportunity to go out again. If I'm not wrong, I believe that Daniel Moon won the last one.
He did.
They were at. So I feel like there's something that Mr. 551 wants to trade it up and make it a 1-1, and maybe just have a third decisive match between these two. And no matter what you pick, it's also always a winner in this one. So there's no loser in this match. But I'm going with Mr. 551.
All right, man. Paul, what are you thinking?
I remember watching the first match between these two guys. I mean, that was a hell of a match. They're gonna open our show. That's big enough. That's a hell of an opener. I love both of these guys. I think they're very talented in ring. I am gonna pull this one. I'm going for Daniel Moon.
Okay, so you think Moon's gonna bottom line this and cement himself? I mean, it's a very real possibility. I can see where Goth going Tino to try and even this little score up, but it is definitely a very real possibility that Moon goes up 2 here. JB, where are you at?
Well, I mean, as he says, these guys are opening the show. I think the rest of the roster is going to take that as a challenge because CJ Tino and Moon are just going to blow it out of the water. Everybody else is going to have to rise to their match because this is like a thrilling opener that's going to get the fans on their feet. And we're going to get to see a technical masterpiece, I think. And in my viewpoint, I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards Goth's ratio where the rationale where it's, CJ Tino has something to prove here. You never want to lose a best of 3 series 0-2. You never want that. So he's got some extra motivation coming into this, and that could take him just a little bit further to get that victory in this one.
Well, I do want to go ahead and throw this out there. Like, this is no way, shape, like a series by any means. This is literally 2 guys that I fucking love their match at Black Friday. I think I hit up CJ, and it may have, I think I did, and told him like that was fucking fantastic. And to know that this is opening up the show, yeah, the pressure's on. The pressure is on for everyone else on this card because we know how good these 2 are. We have seen a lot of CJ Tino. We have seen a lot of Daniel Moon since he has returned to Millennium Pro Wrestling. Now, let's also not forget that. Like, Moon has been gone for the last 7 years. Like, he just came back, 6, 7, 8 months ago. But since returning, he has really been on a roll and, has really done a lot of really good matches. I don't know, man. The pressure is on here. I think that I will side with the audience because the audience is going to have a tremendous opening match that all bets are fucking off. Like, the rest of this card and it's loaded too. Over in chat, Wendy is saying my two favorite guys, both genuine guys and talented wrestlers. I'm excited for both of them and I will cry happy tears during this match. That does not tell me who you're picking, Wendy. That does not tell me who you're picking.
No, but it does tell you they're her favorite guys, and that's, she's not saving her tears for another day. So
that's
I think that's worth mentioning there.
Ooh. How about this? All right, so essentially, JB, you and Goth are thinking CJ Tino is going to take this, and UK Paul is saying Daniel Moon all the way, and Wendy is no selling it by saying both these guys. Just want to make sure we got all that right. Our next match is going to be, what I feel. This is a first time ever. First of all, let me go back over to Twitch. Throw Down with Matt says sounds like a banger. He's going to roll with CJ Tino on this, so he's erring on the side of Goth and JB. SoCal Pro
can bring you to the top or at the bottom. So
yeah, you got to watch Goth. He's hit or miss. SoCal Pro's heavyweight champion is going to be in the house. Mathias has held this championship for well over a year. And as I've been saying on the streams and all that, this is not for the championship by any means. But I do think that it is really cool to have the representation of the SoCal Pro heavyweight champion on the show. And again, we'll have him in Florida later on this year as well. And he is going to be taking on the former MPW heavyweight champion, a guy that I just love, Bucio. I think the world of him from my first trip out there, from conversations with him on Beyond the Bell. I really dig this guy. I think he is a legitimately good dude. Mathias is, again, stranglehold on SoCal Pro for the last year. first time that this has happened. It is going to be the best of both worlds in that regard. Bucio, Mathias, 1-on-1. JB, you get to go first.
I mean, this is a dream match. This is a match that everyone in California should, just this one match should be enough for them to go get tickets for this show. Because you never know when you're going to get to see something like this again. Mathias has been on an incredible run. Bucio, not as much lately. Since he lost the title, he's been going through some struggles. But at the same time, I cannot go any other direction. We are Bucio. I feel like I have to stick with him. I feel like he needs a big victory, and this could be it. You know, title's not on the line. This is Bucio's chance to score a major victory and get some momentum going. So I'm going for Bucio.
Yeah, man. I always like to get high too. But you know, that's just a me thing. Paul, where you at, bud? You get Bucio, Mathias?
Yeah, again, Bucio hasn't been on a great run since losing the MPW Championship. And Mathias is stronghold. He's pulling a Roman Reigns over on SoCal Pro there. But no, I simply, my prediction, 3 words, we are Bucio.
Goth, man. We've got 2 Bucio, 0 Mathias on this show. Where are you at? What are you thinking?
I feel pressure on my shoulders. It's interesting to see both stories being told here. Both men are on a different side in their promotions. One is having a stranglehold, like you said, on the title. The other one has held their world title and at this point is not doing so well. But this is just an opportunity for him to just showcase that he can come back. And maybe it's something that facing somebody he hasn't faced before is something that helps him get back on top in Millennium Pro Wrestling. Although if I look at Mathias, he's just the kind of guy who's just does not want to lose to anybody, and he's just when I listen to this and Beyond the Bell, I feel like he's really gearing up for whatever he has to do to get to the next level. And I'm a big Bucio fan, but I just cannot overlook Mathias at this one.
Well, listen here. Over in chat, excuse me, I was coughing. I had to channel my inner Bucio for a minute. Over in chat, we had was a throwdown Bucio, and over previous match, Wendy did select both. Cop fucking out. Rochie couldn't pick. Over in chat, Wendy on this one going Bucio because we are Bucio. What I want out of this match, to be perfectly fair, is I want these guys. Like I do with every show. I always talk to. We always have a meeting for the event, and I always tell the guys at the end of the day, I want you to go here and have fun. Go have fun. Do what you do because we already know how good you are. We already know what you bring to the table, and this is one of those matches that for me is kind of like kind of a dream match. JB, like you said, I don't know when this could possibly happen again. Mathias and Bucio and it happening at Millennium Pro Wrestling at the MPW arena. And it's a pretty big deal, I think. Danny Devine over on YouTube coming in hot with Bucio. And it's he's saying Bucio, so you guys can't argue with Dragula. He'll pedigree you. But at the end of the day, like, man, I want these guys to go out here and kill it, and I think that they will. And I think it's just going to be a different.
Oh, that's definitely.
It's going to be a different. Like, it's just be a different feel for this match because this has never happened before. And for me, kid in a candy store, I get to stand back and just watch this thing unfold and look at the crowd and watch them invest and just go fucking ballistic. It's just one of those things that I think is going to be dope. We've got next up. And again, as we're reviewing these, this is not the card order by any means other than the first match we talked about and what we'll talk about last. We've got Onedivisionpro is going to be in the house. They are a company of ours that we've built a pretty good relationship with over the last year or so. And they are going to be coming and sending their heavyweight champion and their number 1 contender. So it is Roach versus Phinehas' son. What I like about this is it shows the nature of our collaboration, right? Because I always say we're not a promotion. We're a podcasting platform, and we learn every day. How do we flip this back and put it on everybody, the talent? Because we don't have the talent, we don't have the companies, we don't have shit. How do we keep doing this? How are we able to use our platform to put it on other people? And this is an example of. So massive shout out to 1DP who is sending Roach, and a big shout out to Danny Divine and MPW for letting it happen. You know, again, there's a lot of stuff that people don't see, and this is just one of them. This is not something that happens all the time, guys. It's truly not. And to be able to play a small role in this, and this is just like the first championship that's with another company that is going to be defending on some of our shows and some of our live events. I want that to happen. I want you guys to use the platform and use it so that we can put lights on everybody. This is one of those situations. Paul, you get to start this one off. Roach, Phinehas' son, 1DP heavyweight championship is on the line.
I'm coming into this pretty much blind. I don't know too much about either guy, but I again thank you for Danny Divine for giving us the chance for another company to defend their championship on our show in their building. To be honest, I say I don't know much about the guys. I know Roach doing well as the champion, and obviously Phinehas is the number one contender. I'm going to pull for a champs retain on this one. I'm going Roach.
Okay, Goth.
It's interesting. I haven't seen Phinehas' son before. Not that I, at least, besides the Beyond the Bell conversation that you had with him earlier on. I think we have seen some stuff from Roach, and what we have seen is pretty impressive. And at this point, I just think that he's locked in on this championship, that it doesn't matter where he is on defending the title. He's just going into it and just wants to pull another notch on his belt and say, I've beat you and I'm still the champ. I feel like Phinehas was very determined to just being locked in for the title match, but I agree with Paul. I think championship retain.
Mr. JB.
Yeah, I want to say that's what's special about this show is having so many champions from all over that are going to be in this. Some defending their titles, some just competing, but you're getting to see the best of the best in the indies in this show. It's incredible that we're getting these kind of matches. And I love Son's look. I love his wrestling ability. I have checked out a couple of matches. I do think, though, that Roach has been on a little bit too much of a roll lately. I'm kind of I'm going with the group on this one. I think he is going to find a way to retain. I don't know if it'll be a clean ending to this one. I could see this one kind of build to something else, but I do think Roach is leaving with the championship.
If there was ever, and I mean ever, an opportunity to shock an audience, it would be for a championship to change hands. And to be fair, this is one of those that possibly could. I say that because I don't know. I've not talked to 1DP. That's what I'm dealing with this week, and we'll find out. What I am interested in is what I'm interested in when I have people who come to Florida for the first time to work, is seeing these guys go out in front of a crowd that is not familiar with them at all, and be able to see what kind of reaction that they draw. See what, like I did with J2 and the Pump Line here in Florida. I also did it with Dallas Dash at Chapter 1 and Alex Bryant and Devious Cass at Chapter 4. Like, the audience doesn't know who they are. I want to know, is the audience going to remember them when they leave? Because that's going to tell me everything I need to know. And that the reaction, and to see what kind of reaction they get, is kind of like the backside of this for me as a fan and as a guy and avid watcher of the independent scene. So there's a big opportunity here for both of these guys to make a lasting impact in a new market. Let's see if they can do it. Let's see what happens here. And I know a minute ago, guys, I switched the screen over to another graphic. That was my fault. I was fixing something else and I forgot it was up. Let me get back to where I was going, because again, guys, I'm just kind of jumping around on my side so I can mix this up a little bit. Our first battle royal, 10-person battle royal, is going down at Chapter 3. It will be the Rebel Storm, and it will be, I'm going to botch his name. God, he's going to hate me. Is it Moretti, or is that it? Moretti? I'm probably wrong on that.
I think so.
Draven Silvera, Tariq Tarvos, Grizz, G4, your boyfriend's favorite wrestler, Xander Phillips, Eddie Roar, Isaiah Hendricks, and from Community Wrestling, who will be making his debut in California, is a gentleman who goes by the name of Caius. So before we get into like who's winning, who's not, what your predictions are, et cetera, let me lay this out for you. We start with 10. We go to 2. Elimination over the top rope. Both feet got to touch the floor. Final 2 is pinfall or submission. The elimination of over the top rope is no longer in the equation. You got to put your opponent away via pinfall or submission. So adds a little layer to the battle royal aspect of it all. And we will get, there's something that's going to happen here. And we have a lot of talent here. So I want to first talk about Caius. Obviously, he's coming from Texas. He's a big dude. Representing Community Wrestling. He's been at Chapter 1. He'll be back at Chapter 3 and 4. I've been to San Antonio. I waffled him with a championship. So he's probably coming in a little bitter at me. Eddie Roar, I think the fucking world of. I truly just adore this guy. I think that he is tremendous. I had a chance to hang out with him a little bit on the first trip out to Southern California. He was just recently a daddy and a proud papa.
Aw.
He is fantastic. Grizz from Primal. We have seen him. We just had this thing with Flaco. It did not go Grizz's way, so he may have a chip on his shoulder about that. We've also got G4. Again, a guy who made his debut with us at Chapter 2 at Next Level, and did not go his way with Matthew Ennis. My bad. But it's not his first rodeo with our live events, and we've got another cat as a part of the boyfriends, Xander Phillips, which is, this guy is tremendous. We saw him at Summer Surge against Jake Redondo, and excuse me, it was not Summer Surge, it was Reaching for the Stars. My apologies. Against Jake Redondo, fantastic fucking match. Has been on the rise in Primal ever since. The Rebel Storm, former Coastal champion, just dropped that championship last week to Jake Mays. He has also, been in Millennium Pro, making debut after debut after debut. It's fantastic to see. Moretti is someone who's new. He just got out of the academy not too long ago with Millennium Pro. Obviously, Draven, one half of 2X, former tag team champion, is on the rise himself. The very impressive Isaiah Hendricks, who has recently debuted for Millennium Pro out of the academy. I think we're his first show outside of an MPW show. And rounding this out, Tariq Tarvos, man. You want to talk about a dude who is a game changer, especially in a situation like this, in a battle royal situation. Like, we got a couple of heavy hitters here in Tariq, Grizz, G4, and Caius. Those are some big guys. So let's talk about it. Let me start with you, JB.
I mean, this one is it is extremely tough to choose for most people. But for me, there's a couple that do stand out. There's Eddie Roar Vine. I gotta put a little
established 2026. Roar Vine.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there is also a Texan. And that's kind of where my motivation has to go. The cult of pizza. I got to go with Caius. That I feel like he's going to find a way. Us Texans are sneaky. We can hang on to the ropes. We can skin the cat. We can get ourselves back in there. I'm going to go with Caius on this one.
All right. Let me go over to you, Paul.
Well, I mean, I can see JB's pick the Texan. I mean, you think about it, a Texan has the most Rumble wins in the WWE, so they know how to do these matches. I've seen a lot of most of these guys. I mean, you've got the size of G4. There's probably going to take the other 9 guys to eliminate him. But my pick. I am going with the Freaky Frog. I'm going with Eddie Raw.
All right, man. Goth Battle Royal, first one for CCP podcasting.
I do want to state one thing before I select my pick. It will be a debut of the Rebel Storm. That is something that I just need to point
It certainly
out.
will for CCP podcasting. It sure will. It'll be a debut.
Yeah,
We'll-
it needs to be announced that it is his debut. So good luck, sir, on your debut. I've got 2 names that I think that will be at the final 2. That will be going at it for pinfall, submission, whatever, to decide to win. For me, it's Xander Phillips and Tariq Tarvos.
Okay.
I think that these 2 can just. Tarvos is just a powerhouse. He is relentless. He finds ways to just get people eliminated. I think he can be somebody you cannot overlook. I know that you got G4 and others as well, and well, how can you not vote against your Xander Phillips? I mean, he's one of the boyfriends, so
He's fucking great. That's
I know that. Yeah, so that's at this point, I'm between the 2 of them. I think I'm going with Tariq Tarvos.
All right, so
the ruthlessness of Tarvos.
Since you made them, you went down to the final 2, so we're going to make JB and Paul do the same thing. So, JB,
I went down to the final 3.
Did you? Who was your final 2? I may have been.
I said Eddie Roar and Caius.
Got it. Did you say
Caius is going to find a way?
What did you say, Paul?
And I didn't go to the final 2.
One of you.
I'm gonna obviously Eddie Raw to win, and I think it's going to be Raw against Hendricks final 2.
Listen, those are some really interesting pairs there, to say the very least. Over in chat, Rochie, going back to the Roach match, went with Roach to retain and is going G4 to pull the win here. And Wendy again cops out and says too many names to pick. Can't do it. She doesn't want to hurt feelings. That's all that is. I'm really excited, and I know that Battle Royal sometimes they get a bad rap when they're on the independent circuit, and it's kind of like a spot on the card. But for me, it's more than that, because I don't have 4 hours to do an event. But I want to make sure that if we come out there, and we are, that I had an opportunity for as many people as I could financially fucking afford. And if that meant doing a battle royal, then so be it. Because at least I am able to get all of these guys and then some on this show. And we're able to do something for them. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is about. It's about saying thank you. It's about saying thank you for entertaining us. Thank you for drawing us in. Thank you for being who you are and how accepting you've been of us as a platform. Like, this is it. Like, this is how we say thanks. And these 10 guys are going to be, this is going to be a fun one, because for me, like, I got eyes on Isaiah Hendricks. Not going to lie. I think that this kid is the more reps that he gets, the more impressive he is going to be. I also think Eddie Roar has got a really good shot here. I think that the Rebel Storm could surprise everybody and pull this out. You can't look past Phillips. You can't look past anybody in this match. Draven. if he's that cocky son of a bitch that we've seen with 2X, you know, like you can't put anything past anybody here. And Caius too is another one. He's sneaky. Tarvos is a massive powerhouse. I am looking forward to this because I think they're going to do something a little bit different, and I think it's going to be something that is going to be fun to see. Let me go ahead and see what we're going to talk about next. I think.
So you're pulling a Wendy as well.
What's that?
So you're pulling a Wendy as well.
Well, I mean, I know who's winning.
He's the
so
host.
I
You cannot pick.
can't tell you what my pick is. Like, that's not fun.
Well, Wendy did give us a pick. She
Yeah.
did come through.
She did.
Draven and Hendricks.
Draven. See, Wendy, a woman after my own heart. Let's move to a rematch, if you will. Our first CCP podcasting rematch. It initially went down at Chapter 2 at Next Level, which you can find over on our YouTube platform. It is J2 Mattioli, and he is getting in the ring by a man who is sponsored by our own Goth himself, and I am talking about Skrilla the Great. It is J2 Skrilla Part 2. Paul, I'm going to start with you, and then I'm going to go JB, and then I'm going to let Goth finish since Goth sponsored Skrilla. So, Paul, what are you thinking, and what was your initial thoughts when you saw that this rematch is happening?
Well, I watched the original match, and yeah, the way Skrilla won wasn't great. So I'm glad we're getting a rematch. Glad we're getting a part 2, and I think we might get a part 3 because I'm pulling for J2 Mattioli to get this win and tie it up.
Okay, so Mattioli on his home turf, essentially. We're not quite in his backyard, but we are knocking on that backyard's door because San Diego is just hop, skip, and jump away. I mean, I don't know. I was a little. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was a little bummed when I saw how Skrilla pulled that win. You know, like I kind of was. I'm a little. I don't know how to feel about it. Because to me, that first match was like, it's the first time ever. And it's their debuts in Florida. This is two of those guys that the crowd had no idea who they were when they walked through the curtain. But when they left, they knew exactly who they were. Like, it was one of those matches. You could hear them start investing as it went on. It went from a lot of nothing to, and I can almost pinpoint the moment when they hooked the audience. Like, it was that good to me. And to have it in the way it did. JB.
Well, in the words of Wendy, save your tears for another day. I know she's been singing it ever since this poster came up. So I would say J2 Mattioli has a lot to prove in this one. He wants to get the victory to kind of balance the scales. I would say from all the talk that's been happening that Skrilla probably is coming into this thinking he has something to prove. He's like, I got the victory and nobody's taking it, like a clean victory. I want to get the full 3 count on this. I want this over with so I can say I've done it. I don't want to hear any more talk about that. So I think both are coming into this very motivated. But for me, I think J2 Mattioli is going to find a way to win. I don't know if it's going to be the cleanest win for him, but he's going to be looking for any chance he's got to pull this victory. And I'm pulling for J2.
So you bring up a good point there because, J2, he can play that side of the card if he needs to. We've seen it over the last year or so. We've seen him be a quote-unquote good guy. We've seen him do some not good things and has no problems doing it. So that does beg the question. And Goth, I'm going to come around to you because I think you would be the perfect person to answer it. Do you think that Skrilla and his actions at Chapter 2 might have opened Pandora's box for J2 at Chapter 3?
Could very well be. I do want to point out that I'm disappointed in the referee for not noticing what happened. We do want our officials to just watch everything that's going on, and
Don't blame the
I
fucking
feel like
referee.
no, but I feel
Don't do
like
that.
Skrilla took advantage over a situation that he got the win any way necessary. And like you've said, J2 has pulled out wins in the past like this. And I think that Skrilla may have known that, and he knew what he was getting himself into and prepared himself maybe a little bit better than J2 did. I'm not saying that J2 is not a great wrestler. He obviously is. We've seen many matches from him. We've seen many shows where he's been at. I do know that he has been having a little bit of a downward spiral as of late in Millennium and also in Primal, I believe. So he has something to prove. And I also know that Skrilla has something to prove because he's also one of the 8 men who's going to be competing for the CCP Podcasting World Heavyweight Championship. So he doesn't want to come out on this match as with a loss going into the tournament. And yeah, I'm sponsoring Skrilla the Great because I've got confidence in him, faith in the man. I know what he's capable of, and maybe he's just at this point got J2's number. I could be wrong, but I'm going with the man I'm sponsoring. Sorry, Wendy, but I'm pulling for Skrilla the Great.
Well, over in chat, Wendy did say, to answer my question, yes, because Skrilla screwed J2, and knowing J2, he doesn't forget things like that. We've also got Rochie for Mattioli. Or no, going with Skrilla. Apologies. Rochie was in the crowd for Chapter 2. She was front row. Shout out to Rochie. She flew in from Canada for that show, guys. There was a lot happening.
Oh, wow.
I know, and that was just like the wow moment, right? Like, just really, like you really would fly down here for this show, like that just is
That's dedication.
I mean, it's just one of those things. It's I will always take care of Rochie when she comes in. I heart Rochie because she is fucking awesome. But she is going Skrilla here as well. But she did say Mattioli was a vibe. And yes, Wendy did indeed go Mattioli before anybody said a word. So interesting there. And Rochie is saying Chapter 4 bound with some eyeballs. I hope so. So, and she also says, damn, Goth, you just made a bad decision and made a small fight with me. I don't know if I want to be on the receiving end.
I did sub you, Wendy, so.
Yeah, and you can't take it back now because cha-ching, it's already hit.
It's okay. It's okay. I just wanted her to see it, so.
You've healed up, Goth. Oh, he's gone heel.
There we go.
How about
you created a monster page?
I mean, we'll big show you before the show's over. You'll feel flip back. Let's talk championships. There are 4 on this show. We've already discussed one with the 1DP heavyweight championship being on the line. What about the MPW national championship? Because that is indeed going down, and it will be Dustin Jack Daniels defending, and he will have Chuck Mercer in his corner against our own Dallas Dash. And I will be in Dallas's corner. And this was originally scheduled to be Dallas and Chuck. Now, as you may or may not be aware, those out there watching and or listening, we do a lot of our stuff is live. It's as we go. That's just how we roll. Mercer had popped in on a couple of streams and popped off at the mouth at Dallas. We knew that we were coming to SoCal. That just seemed like a easy thing to do. All right, you want to run your mouth, you want to pop off, that's fine. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this happen. And in the course of this, I get a message out of the blue that old Chucky is pulled out of the match, claims that he's been injured. And this is a situation to where I love the fact that we have an opportunity, because they always say that if you can't present what's originally advertised, you know, the general rule is to try and get something equal to or greater than. And thankfully, Chuck was a gutless coward and pulled out of this match, because it's not hard to get greater than Chuck Mercer. And in this case, we're getting the national championship. We're getting a national championship match. It is Dustin. It is Dallas. And this is a big weekend for Dallas, because not only will he be doing this, he's going to be coming off of crushing the dreams of Kodo Hero on the 27th. So he's going to already be riding a high coming into this thing with Dustin. And if there was ever any motivation or more motivation needed, history could be made here, and a new national champion could be crowned at Chapter 3 by someone who is not even on MPW's roster. This is really big. JB, you're up.
It is very big. You know, sometimes when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade, and sometimes when they hand you a Mercer, you get a knuckle hamburger. That's just the way it works. But you know, in this one, I mean, we are getting basically a dream match of the up and comers, because Dallas Dash is on his way up. And that's not just because I work with him sometimes on CCP. He's an up and coming wrestler, and this is a huge shot for him against Daniels. Now, having a certain Chris Page in his corner, well, we'll see how that works out, because I think Chris, you're going to be pretty focused on old Chucky, but I don't know, that's going to be an interesting element in this match. I think having those two outside the ring and how much involvement they'll be in this contest. Now, for me, I can't go against anyone named Dallas. You know, they'll take away my Texas card, so I am going Dallas Dash all the way.
So you raise a good point, and I want to answer that. I have zero intentions of getting involved anywhere, nor will I. My purpose is to keep my eyes on Mercer. We have watched Dustin and Chuck over the last year and a half. Well, last year for sure, and backdated further. Here's what I know currently. Chuck doesn't go anywhere without brass knuckles. It doesn't happen, because he's a fucking coward, because that's what he does. He's not going to screw Dallas. It's not going to happen. It ain't going to happen while I'm there. It's bad enough that he chicken shitted out of this original match to begin with, that he's even going to be in Dustin's corner. If he was not in Dustin's corner, I would not be in Dallas's corner, because Dallas can take care of business on his own. We've already seen it. There's nothing for me to do there. There is a lot, and I'm not going to pull a trigger on anything. But if Mercer does jump as my boy Eddie Roar, I will fucking frog jump his ass with a quickness.
Oh, I gotta see that.
Eddie Roar, I see you over in chat, buddy. Yeah, yeah. Chuck Mercer, as long as he's not a factor, I'm not a factor, is where I'm at. I really hope that this stays with Dallas and stays with Dustin, because that is where it needs to be. These are the guys now that are taking center stage here. Chuck, you had your moment and you decided to be a bitch. That's not my problem. That is yours. So, Paul, you're up. Dustin Jack Daniels against Dallas Dash for the MPW National Championship. Now, also, before I turn it over to you, we cannot negate the fact that Dustin has had one hell of a year over the course of 2025 and into 2026. Former MPW heavyweight champion. He went on a murderer's row of defenses. He is no fucking slouch by any means. This is going to be big. Now, give me your thoughts.
This could potentially be a match of the night contender with these guys. You say it was originally going to be our boy Dallas against Chucky, and again, probably four of the most dangerous words in this business: cards subject to change. But we have an upgrade. We have a championship match, and I think it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be a hell of a match. But I think we will see a new MPW national champion in our boy Dallas Dash. I'm pulling Dallas for the win.
My man, Goth. What are your thoughts with all of this?
I know I just did a heel thing early on with the last match, and I saw a message in chat that I cannot go against Dallas and Chris in this one. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, first of all, I'm Dallas all the way. So I'm not going to vote against Dallas, especially when we got a great opportunity for him against what you said, an established champion in Dustin Jack Daniels. And I feel like having Chucky in his corner may be a distraction for him then instead of being an advantage, because Dustin does not need Chucky in his corner. Like Dallas does not need Chris in his corner, but at least I know that Dallas knows that Chris is not going to interfere. But Dustin cannot say the same thing about Chucky. So like I said, I'm Dallas all the way in this one. So there will be a new MPW national champion in Dallas Dash.
See, I told you we would big show you before this was over with, and you just did it. And I will leave you guys with this, and this is something that I have told Dallas about too. See, Chuck ain't the only one, and isn't, the only one who has been known to rock a pair of brass knuckles. And I'll leave you with that because we will be in Los Angeles. Shops are not hard to find. Let's move into what I feel is another one of these matches that when you see it on paper, I don't think it really does it justice until you sit down and you start to talk about it. And then it truly does justice. I am talking about the fatal four-way match between Miggy Rose, Jeremiah Fresh, Jake Mays, and sponsored by Mr. JB from No Game Unturned, Frankie Flaco. Wow. Goth, let's start with you. But before we do, let me just build this for a second. I knew I wanted to have a four-way. And again, the great thing about being able to do this show with SoCal is to be able to talk to Divine and get some ideas and just like what's different for your audience, what's different for the audience out there, what's combinations that are different they're not used to seeing but would want to see, right? Like, and there was a lot of moving parts with this fatal four-way, a lot, because I was like, what about this, what about this, what about this, and then we start collaborating on what we can do here and how we can do this. And it just made fucking sense. And what's transpired since then. First of all, we have Miggy Rose. He has had one hell of a run with 2X with Draven, giving some funny and great fucking stuff. 10 years in professional wrestling, just celebrated that, I believe, last year. And is really fucking good. Jeremiah Fresh, the first ever Primal champion, the at that time forever champion, is still the longest reigning Primal heavyweight champion in all their champions thus far, and has done a shitload of stuff within Millennium Pro Wrestling as well over the last several years. You have the new Coastal champion, Jake Mays, who we have seen just so much. I told him on his Beyond the Bell, it's like, I've seen your confidence grow so much since September. It is not even funny. And it's just, he is one of those guys. And then There is Frankie motherfucking Flaco. And you go back to Terror Dome and the triple threat match that he had with Redondo and Lancaster. And if there was ever any validation on why or can he fucking delivered. And he's now the number one contender in Primal for their heavyweight championship. Excuse me. We saw that yesterday on our live streams, our 8-hour block. It was fantastic. So there's a lot in play here and a lot at stake. Goth, the table is set. Where are you at?
I'm so excited that I can pick this one first. I told UK Paul earlier on before we went live that for this one I've got my pick settled, like a while ago, since it was announced, and all 4 men have valid reasons to just become the winner out of this match for various different reasons. But the only thing that really sets my mind out, the only thing that I want to say is, where's your head? I'm going with
the man with
the
ice
Coastal Champion
in his veins.
Yes, indeed.
Jake Mays is where you're headed there. Okay, real quick over on YouTube. Let me piggyback around here because I missed that. This is from Eddie Rohr regarding the Dustin in Dallas match. Not a Dustin fan, but he beat me clean after holding that national championship for 5 months. Dustin's the youngest vet in the game for a reason. That guy is that damn good. So I do want to throw that out there from a former national champion to a future national champion in Dallas Dash. But now, Paul, 4-way, where are you at? What are you thinking? This one's going to be interesting. But I'm going to let JB, when he closes it out, I think he's going to just sum this up beautifully.
Yeah. Well, three of the 4. So I haven't seen much of Frankie. I've seen a fair bit of the other 3. I think it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a solid 4-way. I am going with Jeremiah Fresh on this one.
Okay, you're going for the freshest man in the room. I like it. I had a chance to meet I didn't meet Jake or Frankie, but I did meet Fresh and Miggy for a brief few minutes. I had a really good conversation with Fresh when I was in Southern California. I think all 4 of these guys are tremendous and are the next layers. Miggy's already there. Fresh, Mays, and Flaco are the next crop on the real big come ups for SoCal, in my opinion. But JB, you have the floor because I will say this: the moment that I told you that we got Frankie on the show, you were like, "I got you," and it was that quick. So, talk to me about where you're at with this and your views and opinions on all 4 of these tremendously talented guys.
I've said from the beginning since this was announced, and I'm going to stick with it. I think this is going to steal the show. This is going to be the match that everybody is talking about coming out of Chapter 3 because these 4 athletes, you got 4 of the best up-and-comers in the game. Jeremiah Fresh, part of one of my favorite storylines last year, had a great run where he switched sides and just blew everyone away. Former world champion. He's been awesome. Miggy Rose, great run, tag team champion, great run, building himself up, and I see him earning some major championships this next year. Jake Mays, the best walk to the ring in the game, in my opinion. I love it every time we see him heading towards the ring. He's on a massive roll right now. Just got another championship to hang on to that he did earn. But then you got Flaco, who stole my heart at Terror Dome. Just ripped it out. Held on to it. I have been a fan. Ever since. And I cannot wait to see him prove all of my teammates here wrong in not picking him, because this is going to be Flaco's night to shine. He is going to pull off a move nobody sees coming. I guarantee it. It's going to be the highest flying move of the night, and it's gonna take this one. I'm excited. I can't wait to see Flaco get the victory.
Over in our chat, we've got Wendy's going with Miggy or Frankie. Eddie says he's going to go Rose on this one. He's strategic. He knows how to pick his spots, and I think he will sneak away with a dub. And here's what I'll say, too, about that before we bottom line it on the Fatal 4-Way. We also know that Draven Silvera is in the house. So we've seen some tactics in the past. I'm not saying they're going to transpire at Chapter 3. I'm just saying that there is a Silvera factor, and involved in a Fatal 4-Way, we all know that there are no disqualifications. So there's other layers into this that could possibly play, or do they not? Or what's going to happen? That's the beautiful thing about this and where this could go with these four. I am fucking excited for this one. I'm excited for this whole card, to be perfectly fair, including our next championship match. And for me, it is the Primal Pro Heavyweight Championship. It is the man who has been on a roll, Yassin Khan, and he will be defending against one of the cornerstones of Primal Pro Wrestling, Michael Hopkins. Not only is this for the Primal Pro Heavyweight Championship, guys, the winner of this leaves with the top dog in Primal. And then we would also know where Frankie Flaco lies. Would it be Hopkins or is it going to be Khan? On the backside of this, the winner of this is coming to Orlando in April. And Southern California will have a spot in our championship tournament. And I know that this is it's a big match altogether, but for me on a personal level, this match is as big as it gets because it's the collaboration. It's the, putting people in other locations so that they can apply their craft and in front of new audiences, and being able to have someone from Primal, in this case, represented in our championship tournament, being able to put Primal Pro Wrestling's graphic on his name graphic that's going to come out on Chapter 4 in Orlando, or any one of these guys in Orlando. That's like the collaboration aspect of it all. It's Yassin Khan, it's Michael Hopkins, and these are two of the best guys down there. Khan is dominated. Hopkins is fucking fantastic. If you haven't seen him work before, get ready, because jaw-dropping. This is one of those big fight feels. Sorry, I get one rant a show, and I think I just used it. Goth, the Primal Championship. It's Khan, it's Hopkins. Winner is leaving with all the spoils.
I want to say, whomever wins this match, before I say what my pick is going to be bound to be a big favorite in the CCP Podcasting Championship Tournament. Yassin Khan, like you said, is dominating. It's almost to the point that you can't pick anyone else besides him. And Hopkins is just also amazing. This is in my opinion a match that has even more importance than just the championship that's on the line for this one, because the winner of this match could walk out with 2 titles next month. There's so many at stake for this one. I just cannot go against Khan.
So you're going champion to retain.
Yes.
So I do have to tell you guys, as you are all aware, championship matches are out of my control. They rest within the power of the companies. So the companies that, like in this case, Primal Pro, they're going to tell me who's winning this match. With the MPW matches and their child, they're going to tell me who's winning this matches. So this is another one of those that, like, this is one of those how this works. This is going to be one of those deals where we don't know. I don't know. I'm not asking. I that's going to be between Primal, Khan, and Hopkins. I want to be just as surprised as everybody else because I don't know. Paul, with that tidbit of information, where are you at with this? What are you thinking?
Well, again, just like with the Onedivisionpro Championship, thank you again, Danny Devine, for allowing another company to defend their championship inside your building. You know, both of these guys are super talented. And again, to mimic what our Dutch friend says, they have a chance to be a part of and become our world champion, our world heavyweight champion. So they're representing Pro, but they could represent us from April 25th. It's a big opportunity for both these guys. I'm going to go. I'm going for Khan. I'm going champion retain, but it's going to be a hell of a match.
JB, we have seen them both and have watched them heavily over the last year. Super interested to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, Hopkins is an incredible talent. Whenever he's in the ring, you know you're getting one of the best matches of the night. And I always love, anytime he's competing, and it's amazing he's competing for one of CCP shows, because that is just thrilling to me. I'm excited to see a championship match like this. Primal Pro putting it all on the line for this one. And all that said, every time I've seen Khan lately, I've been amazed. His series with Jake Rotundo, I mean, it has just been thrilling, but also that no matter how much Jake threw against him, Khan kept coming back and Khan got the victory.
Yeah.
I don't see how I could vote against Khan, because I need to see somebody be able to overcome him. We've seen him win Rumbles. We've seen him win championships, and we've seen nobody be able to find a way to get past him. Some of the biggest in the game have tried, and they have not made it past. So, yeah, until I see that happen, I'm staying on the side of Khan. I'm seeing him retain.
Well, I'm just saying, if anybody can, it's Hopkins. This is one of those, like, there's not a lot of build. There's no build behind it at all. These are just two guys that are busting their asses at Primal Pro Wrestling, and we are just going to be fortunate enough to be able to see it unfold. We are going to be fortunate enough to be able to see two guys, Hopkins over in chat, a San Diego veteran from Wendy, and Yassin is one of these guys that is on the come up, and if there's ever an opportunity for championships to change hands, it could legitimately happen. Because Hopkins is that fucking good. He really is. And you cannot put that past. You can't look past that. He has got the experience. This isn't his first rodeo. Much like it's not Khan's, but Khan is very dominant. I'm stoked to see where this goes and how this plays. And it takes us all the way now, guys, to our main event. What was originally just booked as a best of 3 falls, and has now, over the course of time, when this was put together back in November, one thing that I knew when we were coming to Southern California, I knew that I wanted to have this match, and I knew that it was going to be our main event. Whatever we booked elsewhere on the show, this was always my main event in my head, because I saw these two teams work opposite each other at 3 Primal, and I've seen their chemistry, and I've seen them work opposite in singles and in tag. Had to happen. And it's the Brothers Divine, and it is the Pump Line. But on the course of the road here, the Pump Line have become the new MPW Tag Team Champions just a couple of weeks ago. And this is now, if it wasn't bigger, big enough, it is now for the Millennium Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. And it will close out Chapter 3, the best of 3 falls from 2 of the best tag teams in SoCal. The Pump Line defending against the Brothers Divine. Goth, go ahead. Where are you at? What are you thinking? Because I still can't believe that this one's happening.
Just the thought that a couple of weeks ago it was just a 2 out of 3 falls match without stipulation of the title, and then it would have already been an amazing match and also main event worthy. And I do want to say every match could be a main event in any kind of show on the indie scene, but this is just 2 different eras go at it. 2 teams one team was and still are one of the greatest tag teams in SoCal history, and the Brothers Divine. And then you got the Pump Line, who are at this point, I feel like the best tag team that there's out there in SoCal, and both teams want to prove it. I know that Paul said this once of many times that he feels that it's going to a free fall situation, and I also feel like that way. And I just feel like this is going to be a match where the Brothers Divine going to pull out the first fall, and then the Pump Line going to take the next 2 falls, where the Pump Line will retain in an incredible, amazing tag team match. And I'm so stoked that this tag team match is the main event. I love, just like you, tag team matches when it's done properly, and this cannot be a bad match. It's impossible, even on a bad day.
Over in chat, Wendy is saying, sorry, Pump Line, going Brothers Divine. So that is indeed a thing. Paul, where are you at with this? It is our first tag team main event of a live event, number 1, history being made. And with 2 fantastic tag teams.
Yeah, both of these tag teams have got great history in each other's matches against each other. And as Goff said, yeah, she stole my thunder. I have said on occasion that, and I to this day will still say this. I believe this is going all 3 falls. But Goff when it's going to go Divine, then Pump Line. I'm now going to say it's going Divine take the first, Pump Line take the second. But Goff, sorry, buddy, I'm going against you here. I'm going for
I'm used to
champions in the Divines when they take the 3rd fall, and the roof comes off when the Divines take those tag team championships.
You're going new champs. Over at YouTube, Mr. Chase Mansfield, welcome, sir. Says you can't wait for this killer main. JB, it all comes down to this for what is already a loaded lineup for Chapter 3, Good Vibrations. But where are you resting with this one?
I am going to say I don't think you could have a better tag team main event to be the first one for CCP. So that is, great work getting this one all set up. I'm really excited about this one. The Divines, of course, they're not always on the same page, but when they are on a team together, they always seem to find a way to work together, find ways to use their different attacks, different skills, sometimes stealing each other's moves. You never know what you're going to get to see from the Divines. Then you've got the Pump Line, who have been training hard. They've been going all over the world. I even heard they were in Japan. And they've put together some great knowledge base from all over the world.
Fuck you.
You knew I had to put that in there. But I mean, the Pump Line has been incredible. The Pump Line has been on an incredible roll. They just won the championship. And that makes it hard for me to say that you win the championship and then you'll lose it, shortly thereafter. So I love that the championship's on the line in this one. I do think it's going to go 3 falls. I think Brendan's a little bit, you never know what he's going to do. He could be unpredictable. I could see him pull the old 3 falls where you sacrifice a fall. You hit a few people with chairs. You use some weapons. Yeah, you lost the fall, but they might have lost the war. I could see that happen. But in the end, I think I'm going for the champions retaining. I'm sticking with the pump line in this one.
Well, go ahead, Goth.
I also want to say, because it's interesting, because Chris mentioned earlier on with the Fatal 4-Way about Miggy, that his tag team partner is also on the show. We do know that one Daniel Moon is also in the building. And what happened with the best pals last time that they were in the ring together?
Good point.
I just don't know.
Very good point. That's another interesting facet here. We don't know. I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to shake. Here's what I do know. What I do know is that we are in line for what is going to be an incredible afternoon, early evening of some professional wrestling in Southern California. That this is one of those. This is really special for me. And to be able to be a part of it and to be able to play a hand in using the spotlight that we have to try and put it on where these guys are at and where it belongs. This main event, to me, is going to be epic. I don't know what to expect. What I do know is that I have the utmost confidence and utmost faith in all 4 of these guys. I have the utmost confidence and faith that they're going to put together and deliver something special, much like I feel like everybody's going to do on this card. What I do want to do now is just kind of tie a bow on things and start wrapping it up and winding it down. And I'll go last on this one, and I'll let Goth, you'll go first because you're the senior tenured man at CCP Podcasting. Overall, Chapter 3. Your thoughts, your views, your opinions. Let's hear them.
I feel like from start to bottom, this is going to be an amazing show. People will be sitting on the edge of their seat through the entire show with every single match. And there's so many different possibilities from this show moving on to next future shows with angles that nobody knows could happen or may not happen. And that's what makes independent wrestling, in my opinion, so great, because you don't know what's going to happen. And I'm excited for it. And there are several matches out there that's going to be a banger of a match. I mean, and I just cannot pick besides the main event and the opening match. It's hard to pick a match of the night, and so I'm not going to pick a match of the night. This is going to be the show of the night, and the collaboration with Millennium and Primal Pro for the 3 days. It's going to be epic, and I think we're going to ride it to the sunset. So go for it, guys.
Where are you at, Paul? Overall thoughts?
Sorry, before Jamie just popped me. Overall thoughts, for us, it's big because 3 companies here, 3 companies are trusting us with their championships in matches on our card, which is a big thing for us, I believe. Onedivisionpro, Primal, and MPW trusting us for their championships. It's going to be a stacked card. It's a hell of a show. I will pick a match of the night.
Ooh.
And I think it's between 2.
Ooh.
I think it's between the main event and the Daniels and Dallas match. I think one of those 2 is going to pull match of the night. But it's going to be a fantastic show, top to bottom.
Mr. JB.
I mean, it's a dream card with so many great companies involved that everybody should be clamoring to get into this event, because you're getting to see the best of the best from so many worlds, and so many championships from all over are being decided, including some being decided for CCP because, with the tournament coming up, everyone's getting into position for that. So this is a show you should not be missing. And I mean, it's got something for everybody. You like battle royals? We got you covered. You like fatal four ways? We got you covered. You like tag team main events? We got you covered. We've got all the gambit of matches you can see. You're going to have them on this show, and some of the best. And I mean, as for match of the night, I already said it. It's the fatal four way. Fatal four way is going to steal this show. Now, will some of the others come close? Yeah. I'm really excited about the main event. I'm really excited about some of these title matches. But no, the fatal four way for me is going to be match of the night, and I'm excited.
This is going to be great. First of all, we couldn't even fathom doing this show without Millennium Pro Wrestling and without Primal Pro Wrestling, first and foremost. Without all of the guys that are attached to the companies and both of them being training facilities as well, we couldn't do this without you guys. So what I do want to do before I go into some final thoughts on what I feel like we're going to see here, please, it's been on the screen the entire show. Head over to social media over on Instagram, follow Millennium Pro Wrestling, follow Primal Pro Wrestling. Check out what they have going on, because this show that we're talking about that is absolutely loaded is 99.7% local talent to Millennium Pro Wrestling and Primal Pro Wrestling. Skrilla and Dallas are coming out with us because they're two guys I want to introduce you to. I want you guys to see them. I want you to check them out. And because that's, again, a piece of what our platform is. It's the hidden gems. It's introducing you to them. Same concept when we had J2 in the Pump Line and G4 and Devious Cass and Jay Haru and some of these other guys that we've had come out, that's coming out and or that are coming out to other locations. We can't do it without them. Honestly, this is... If you support us and you support what we're doing, you need to be supporting them, and you need to be supporting what they are doing, because they are a big piece of what we are doing. That being said, I said it at the top of the show, I'll say it again now. This is going to be a hard event for us to top. Very hard. And right around the corner, we are crowning our first heavyweight champion. And that too is going to be a big one. We've got a couple of matches that I'm really looking forward to breaking, because I want to see what the reactions are going to be. But it does not compare to what we are going to see Saturday afternoon, on the 28th. And not only that, like, this is a whole, kind of a weekend thing. So I will have my cameras. We're going to be rolling on Friday night in Chatsworth for Millennium Pro. We're going to be filming our event on Saturday. We're going to be going to Primal on Sunday. I'll have my cameras there too. We'll be filming other stuff there. We're going to be doing a lot while we're out there to try and see what we can do to just further say thank you, because this is not, again, one of those things that's not possible without them, and without them saying, we're with you. This is a crazy idea, and I understand, and I know that it is. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that think that this is stupid. But I am here to tell you that I don't really put a whole lot of thought into what someone else has to say or thinks. What I do is I focus on what I feel and where I feel like we can do the best. And this is where I feel like we can do the best. And we're going to continue to do so. We're going to continue to move forward. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to spread our arms out and wrap them around independent wrestling and squeeze it as tight as we can, because that's what we love. It's what our passions are. If you meet any one of us at any live event, we're the same way that we are if you see us in front of our cameras. So that's just who we are. Authentic and real to the core. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a great ride, and I'm looking forward to seeing what transpires on Saturday for Chapter 3 for Good Vibrations. JB, what do you want to say to the people before we close it out?
I want to say, you still got time. Make sure you get yourself out there if you're in the area and go see this show, because it's going to be incredible. And if you just want to see the best of indie wrestling, you can also make sure you like, follow, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to be here for the next time, because CCP Podcasting is continuing to broadcast some of the best in indie wrestling around the world. We're going to have some great shows. We're going to have stuff tomorrow. We're going to have a great showcase tomorrow. I'm really excited about that. We've got shows throughout the week, and we've got live events coming up this weekend. So there's so much going on. So make sure you're with us on this journey.
Mr. Paul, you stayed up past your bedtime, but go ahead and give me your words to the people before we close that out.
Thank you for joining us for this prediction show. And yet, as JB says, there is still time. Get your tickets at ccppodcasting.com for what's sure to be hell of an event. I mean, and Millennium Primal putting shows on too.
And
but yeah, it's going to be a fantastic time. I wasn't done.
My bad.
Fantastic time. And yes, JB is right. We show the best in independent wrestling because the only place for independent wrestling is CCP.
And Goth, I would say you're up past your bedtime, but you just got out of your coffin a couple hours ago. So what would you like to say to the people before we close it out?
La Dracula. No. I just want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting us, but also supporting independent wrestling, because that's the most important thing. We enjoy what we're doing. We enjoy showcasing promotions all over the world, wrestlers all over the world, and we just want to be genuine. We want to have fun. We want to make connections, and this is what we're doing for the past 2.5 years. And we had some ups and downs, and we're still here, and we're going to continue being here. And we just want to say thank you again for being here, and I hope you will stay with us till the end. Thank you.
We now have a new gimmick for the gimmicky one. It may require a name tag change to Count Gothula.
Blood-sucking Dracula?
No, Count JB for the win. Count Gothula.
I like it.
Ever in chat, guys, if you joined us while we've been live here, thank you so much. This is going to be a fun ride. This is going to be a really fun event. If you're checking us out on replay, again, easiest way you can show your support is by sharing, and subscribing. Please head over to No Game Unturned as well over on Instagram. Smash that like, hit that follow. Check him out on Twitch as well. Hit the follow. Hit Goth up at what's your fucking YouTube, dude? It's so long. Is it CCP Podcasting Goth?
CCP Podcasting Goth.
That's it.
Yep.
It is the YouTube
CCP
up. We're getting to some match drops for him over on his YouTube page, and then UK Piper is just waiting for the rowdy one to make a return to the Royal Rumble. For my guys here tonight, I am Chris Page, and we will see you next time.